Today is Wednesday. We're gonna be packing a load this morning for the Scranton Farmers Market. By the time we're done, this thing's gonna be half as full as what it is, at least. Start off by getting this bin of cantaloupes out of the way. This will be the first thing going on the truck. Basically, we try and pack whatever we think we can sell in a day. Obviously, we always plan a little bit extra. But for the most part, we don't want to bring anything home and have it outside and get soft. Yeah, one eggplant, I put on 4 more. We're just about ready to start loading. This skid, which we got to wrap yet, this skid, and those 3 at front are all going. We already have 2 bins of pumpkins on the truck, right there. And then I think Dad's in the cooler right now getting another skid of baskets. Just about there, then next is sweet corn.
The dry got this.
So now that corn's done, we got the truck packed. The last thing we're gonna do is get some sunflowers, or actually I'm gonna do. Basically, I'll just cut the stem around 2 foot, take the lower leaves off, and leave 1 or 2 at the top. And I'll just throw it in a bucket, a little bit long. And then I'll put water in it before I put it on the truck. So I got the sunflowers, really pretty. And then last but not least is gonna be the dill. This is our last patch of dill right here, which you've seen me and Sammy hand watering like 2 or 3 times. And this is our second to last patch right here, which luckily this morning we're actually getting a little bit of rain, but it's not really accumulating to anything. Like if you dig down in, you can see it's bone dry, but at this point anything is better than nothing. And so I'm gonna pick this little patch right here. Even though it's just not quite fully ready, it's still gonna be perfect for whatever anybody wants to do with it. You can just see when I pull it out how bone dry those roots are. The dill is actually beautiful though, really thick stemmed. So then once I get the dill back to the shed, I always just wash the roots off a little bit. Not so much dirt for the customer. Keeps your hands clean. There's always going to be a little bit, but I try and make it a little bit better. And so now the truck is completely full and Dad's ready to head out. So the guys got the bell peppers and eggplant done. They look really good. I love seeing that color. And then I went down to the storage and got the last of the potatoes that I have dug, which is only 7 red and 4 white. That'll get us through Friday, hopefully. And so now what I'm gonna do is head up to the field with the John Deere and the plastic lifter. I wanna dig up the rest of the onions that we have that are in the ground. And then hopefully when the guys are done getting more bell that I sent them out to get, they can come up as well and start putting them into baskets. These bell here are a different variety than these ones right here. And you can clearly see that by the size. These are like literally double the size. The thing about these that I really like is even though they are smaller, they are completely red and hard as a rock, or nice and firm the way you'd want a bell pepper to be. These ones, obviously, like I said, are huge, but they don't usually get solid red, and if they do, they usually get to be a little bit soft. So you gotta give and take a little bit. If it was me personally, I would take one of these, but seems like at the farm market right now, we can't keep these in stock. So obviously, everybody likes something different. That's what I'm hooking up to. So I've been up here for like a half hour, 45 minutes now, and it's actually been quite the struggle. This is the best it's been doing now since I've been up here, which you can see there's no weeds, but I actually had to call Mom up, and she's here behind me, because the weeds were so bad, they were getting caught up, and I couldn't even go further than like 10 or 15 feet without we're starting to roll the onions over and clogging up. But now, as you can see, it's doing a really good job. Well, I definitely gotta say, this is the nicest onions we've had or dug up so far this season. This is what we want them to look like. Just with the lack of rain, a lot of our early ones were kind of small, but these are beautiful. I mean, they're not all huge, but definitely bigger than what they were before. The guys are here now. They're working on that first row I dug. Now I'm working on this one. I already dug 2 different passes over there, which is what Mom helped me with. And then I have 1, 2, 3 more rows here, one of them being white, and then that is it. I think all of the red are out of the ground now, which is good. Last and final row, finishing it up right here. It's pretty exciting. Now we just gotta get them into baskets and get them into storage so that they don't go bad. That is it. Done. So it's the next day, and this morning I'm starting out just like I do every day, which is getting a load packed for my mom for the farm market. My dad just left for the Wilkes-Barre Farmers Market on the square, because today is Thursday. He takes our littler truck just because we can't get our big truck in that market. And so I got most of my mom's load ready, but what I'm doing now is bagging up some washed red and white potatoes in 10-pound bags for her. We always do this every single year, but we can't do it, or we don't like to do it, until the potatoes start to get hard skins on them. Just like you see here, there's almost no skin missing whatsoever. I don't really know why, but like at the farmers markets we go to, everybody likes to see them in little quart baskets, 2 quart baskets, or half pecks. Or sometimes even in the big red baskets, which is a half bushel, they'll buy them. But at the farm market, for some reason, our customers like them in these bags. I don't really know why. I don't think it's much more than like a half peck. It might be almost 2 half pecks in here. But regardless, if that's the way they want to buy them, that's the way we're going to sell them. And so this process is a little bit more time consuming, but I'll get my bag to where I want it. I just weighed it, it's 10 pounds. Sometimes I'll put an extra potato in just so that it makes it look fuller. That's pretty good. And then I'll squeeze the top just like that. And I'll take this metal tie, wrap that around, take my twister, and tie it down. And that right there is the perfect bag. So now I'll do like 3 or 4 of these and 3 or 4 of the whites, and then I can finally head out and get this stuff unloaded. You also try not to put the little tiny baby ones in. I would say like anything this size and up. So now I'll weigh this. And that's it. So I just got back here to the farm. We were very busy out there. There's 2 workers and then my mom's out there as well. And I was trying to help people carry stuff to their cars and just bag stuff up, but I also gotta get back here, tell the guys what's going on. You know, we gotta get stuff picked so we can have stuff to sell out there. And so it's just crazy. On top of that, we gotta bag corn, which is what you've seen us do at our grain bin, into 50-pound bags for the farm market. That's probably gonna be almost next on the list. We gotta pick cantaloupe and watermelon, or I guess just at this point, mostly just cantaloupe because watermelon's about done. We're not getting any rain whatsoever. It is ungodly dry. Our pond is almost too low now, again, to irrigate, but we've got to irrigate our last batch of sweet corn or it's not going to make it. The next rain they're calling for is, or could possibly be, a week away, and it just can't wait that long, especially because it's kind of more up on the hill. We've been irrigating our pickles, cucumbers, zucchini, peppers, and late season cabbage. They're all doing great, but now we got to give it to the sweet corn, and that'll be the last thing that gets it. Until, or if we decide to have loads of water brought in by tractor trailer and pumped into our pond so we can pump it back out into our fields. Just a big mess. We've done it before. We don't like to do it, but if our crops need it, that's what we got to do. And so first things first, I got to get a hold of the guys, see how they're making out. I gave them like 20 baskets of peppers to pick, get them back inside so they're not sitting out in the sun, and then move on to either cantaloupe or bagging corn. I know that was a lot to take in there, but that's just what's all going through my head. The guys must just about be done because they got the 8 Italianelle, the 2 jalapeno, 4 cherry, I think, what is that? I got 8 green bell and then 8 or 6 red bell. Really good group of not only peppers, but ornamentals here. These are what we picked the other day, but we dropped them off because now we got to wash everything. I mean, just look at that. That's like beautiful. All of that.